One time, like I said, I walked out my house, going to the store, asking me for ID. I'm like, what are you asking for ID for? Like, what did I do?
You fit the description.
I fit the description.
You fit the description.
Oh, you fit the description of somebody.
And most of the arrests that result from stop and frisk and other practices are of low-income people of color. The quota system, the so-called productivity goals, stop and frisk, the marijuana arrest practices inevitably lead to a racist result.
Over 10. Oh, definitely over 10 times.
I'd say upwards of 30, maybe 40 times.
I know you mentioned that you were stopped around 10 times. Has any of those stops were justified by the police?
No.
We know that the vast majority of people who are stopped and frisked aren't even given summonses, forget about being arrested. We know they're not found guilty of any crime. In fact, they're not stopped because they're a suspect in a crime that's been reported. They're stopped, and it seems like an exaggeration to say it, but they're stopped because they're black and brown young men walking down the street.
So I guess they thought I was a boy or whatever, but I said I'm waiting for the bus. Like, why would I rob a store and then wait for the bus?
I felt that I was being harassed. The beer was closed. They threw me on the wall, handcuffed me. I said, what is that about? Well, we got to check you out, make sure. I'm not a killer or anything. I'm just buying a beer and it's closed. What's the problem?
We feel we got an understanding of what's driving this practice, and to a large degree it's a quota system that the police department applies citywide. So it's policies coming out of one police plaza, coming out of police headquarters, that insist that the cops in the local precincts rack up a certain number of numbers regarding summonses and arrests, and if the cops don't produce those numbers, they will be judged poorly.
The only way to have a new system is to tear it down and build it up again. And who's going to do that? You know what I mean? Not tear it down with violence, but restructure the system and more peace and just change things. I mean, save the planet. Okay.